Taehyung suddenly limps, his nose bleeds, and sits on Jungkook's lap. What really happened on that plane? Why did Jungkook look panicked, and the medics didn't come? Is this a sign that something bigger is being hidden from the public? Did Taehyung faint? Jungkook's reaction at the airport left everyone speechless. Is this all because of the untimely medical measures? Did you notice how the world suddenly fell silent because of just one video? Are you aware that one short recording from inside an airplane can make millions wonder and even fear? The video shows something very rare, very electrifying, and very unexpected. BTS's Taehyung sitting on Jungkook's lap with fresh blood streaming from his nose in the middle of a commercial flight. The camera wobbled, the whispers sounded frantic, and Jungkook's expression couldn't be lied to. There's fear there. There's something going on. But what? Everyone's talking about it. Everyone wants to know. Did Taehyung faint? Why does he look so weak? Why did Jungkook, of all people, prop him up? And the bigger question of all, where is the medical help when Taehyung clearly needs help? The tape is not just a video. It is a symbol of intimacy that can no longer be hidden, of secrets that may have been suppressed for too long, of questions that go unanswered. Is Taehyung just a fan nickname, or is there something more real behind it all? And if so, are they now in danger because too many people know? It all started just a few hours before their departure from Incheon. Jungkook and Taehyung are seen together at the airport, dressed casually but still attracting the attention of thousands of eyes. There is a smile, there is a wave of hands, there is a warmth that is difficult to describe. But no one expected that, just a few hours later, the world would talk about the two not because of their style, but because of an incident that shook the hearts of anyone who witnessed it on board. A fan sitting not far from them filmed with a mobile phone camera. At first there was nothing unusual, but then the camera shook, the voice turned anxious, and there was a moment that made the hearts of millions of ARMY stop beating for a moment. Taehyung, looking pale and silent, leaned weakly against Jungkook, and there was a red stain on the tissue Jungkook was holding. Is that blood? Then the next question arises. Why did not a single medic approach quickly? Isn't the plane equipped with first aid? Shouldn't passengers like Taehyung and Jungkook get more attention? Or was there an instruction from above to remain silent? To not make a scene? If so, who gave the instructions? Surprisingly, the video only lasted a few hours on social media before disappearing from several major platforms. However, copies have already spread too widely. Too many have seen it. And from there comes speculation, conspiracy theories, even huge concerns, not just about Taehyung's health, but also about the safety of BTS members who have just been freed from military service and returned to a world more brutal than ever, the world of celebrities. Many fans refer to this as an emergency signal. They compiled the evidence, compared Jungkook's facial expressions to previous videos, and found something odd. Jungkook doesn't just look anxious. He looks like someone who realizes that something is wrong. Very wrong. Some even theorize that Taehyung had a mild heart attack or a sudden shock due to severe fatigue. But if that's true, why is there no official statement? HYBE, as always, was silent. There is no clarification, no defense. There's not even a rebuttal. This silence made everything feel even more suspicious, especially when fans found out that after landing, Jungkook and Taehyung did not immediately appear at the airport as usual. They're coming out the back. Avoid the camera. Avoiding questions. Avoid everything. And that's where speculation grows wild. Is it just a matter of health? Or is there something deeper? Some fans recalled that just a few days earlier, Taehyung had been appointed as Coca-Cola's brand ambassador, a decision that caused great controversy as the company was being dragged into social cases in several countries. Was it the stress of the pressure that made Taehyung collapse? Or is this all just a coincidence, too perfect to believe? Suddenly, the pieces of past events begin to be put back together. Some of Taehyung's hardcore fans pointed out old footage, when Taehyung once stated in an interview that he can only be calm when he's with someone who makes him feel safe. And in this context, when his body is limp and blood is dripping, who is he looking for? Who holds him tightly, even to the point of daring to sit him on his lap, without thinking about what the world says? Jungkook. And Jungkook's reaction at that time was no ordinary reaction. It's not just about taking care of friends. He was like someone who is watching the most precious person in his life almost lose consciousness. He embraces, supports, even like covering it from the eyes of others. A gesture that can probably be called protective. Or something more than that. Are we witnessing evidence of a deeper connection than we have ever imagined? Or are we looking at two best friends caught up in the cruel pressures of the industry, forced to look perfect even when their bodies are already signaling danger? Whatever the answer, there is one thing that cannot be denied. No one can forget Jungkook's face in the video. No one can ignore the blood in the tissue. And no one can understand how all this could have happened without a single medical measure arriving on time. Does the industry really care about the artist? Or are Jungkook and Taehyung, two of the most famous human beings on the planet, just products that have to keep performing, keep smiling, keep persisting, even when their bodies give up? It's not just about nosebleeds. It's not just about the lap. It's about humanity. About how two young people who have given everything for the world have to face their most fragile moments in front of the cameras, and we, the spectators, the fans, the witnesses, can only wonder, Will this end well? Or is this just the beginning of something more painful? The world is moving fast, but in the 41-second video, time freezes. All eyes were on one point: Taehyung. He wasn't laughing as usual. Not joking, not singing spontaneous notes like he used to do in live. He just shut up. Very quiet. Too quiet. And Jungkook, the golden magne who has always been known to be tough, energetic, full of laughter, suddenly showed another side of himself. A side that so far may only be known by those closest to him. His eyes were wild, frantic. His hands did not stop wiping the blood flowing from Taehyung's nose. But what's most astonishing is how he treats Taehyung with a tenderness that's painful to witness. Is it just a friend's instinct? Or is it the instinct of a person who is not ready to lose the person who means the most to him? The camera vibrates. Fans who record are clearly limited. There were heavy breathing sounds. There were whispers. Oh my god, is that blood? And instantly the video went viral. In less than 2 hours, thousands of accounts began discussing the tiniest single point of a tape. Taehyung's sitting position, Jungkook's hand clasping his shoulder tightly, and an expression, yes, that expression. Jungkook's gaze toward the camera seemed aware that they were being watched, but didn't care. It was as if he wanted to shout, "Look, he needs help." But no one came. Was there really no doctor on the flight? None of the flight attendants realized that someone needed help. Or is it all arranged for inaction? Some fans even mentioned the possibility that the airline had been given directions to not approach them without permission. But what does that mean if someone's life is at stake? And if it is true that this is an emergency medical moment, why is there no protocol activated? When the plane finally landed at Los Angeles airport, many expected to see the two come out with smiles of relief, as always. But no one showed up at the main arrival door. There is no fan service, no smiles, no waving. There was not even a single shadow of the figure they were waiting for. There is only silence. Some fans who waited until late at night began to wonder, why is the black van that is usually used to pick up BTS members seen coming out of the private area at a higher speed than usual? Why is it that the manager who usually comes down first is seen closing the door quickly and avoiding the gaze of the cameras? Then news began to spread. Taehyung was immediately taken to a closed medical facility. But none of the official media have confirmed it. No statement. No release. No answer. Some theories suggest that nosebleeds may be caused by a change in air pressure, something that can happen on a plane, especially if the body is tired. But some health experts talked to by fans said that sudden bleeding, accompanied by loss of strength, could also be an early symptom of a more serious medical condition. Possible infection, perhaps anemia, or even the effects of extreme fatigue and accumulated psychological stress. And when the question resonates, why is he not addressed immediately? All heads immediately turn to one entity, HYBE. The company that houses BTS has been known to be very secretive in the personal affairs of its artists. But in this case, their silence feels like a betrayal. Fans who all this time support by watch, love, feel different pangs. It's as if they're watching their idol get hurt and can't do anything about it. Even more heartbreaking, none of the other 6 members were publicly seen after the incident. Are they all keeping secrets? Or do they not even know what the hell happened to Taehyung and Jungkook, the only person who was right next to? In a matter of hours, the virtual world is no longer calm. As soon as the footage spread, once fans watched how Taehyung leaned back weakly with blood dripping from his nose and Jungkook hugged him tightly, social media was on fire. But not out of excitement. Not fan service as usual, but because of fear. Panic. A frustration so real, like a wave that can no longer be contained. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and the ARMY community on various platforms were flooded with one question. Taehyung fainted? Followed by thousands of other no less piercing questions. Jungkook looks very panicked. Why is there no doctor? Why is the management silent? What really happened on that plane? Hashtags like hashtag protect Taehyung, hashtag Taehyung health, hashtag where is Jungkook, and hashtag HYBE explain this instantly skyrocketed into the global trending ranks. But one hashtag that has been retweeted and liked the most is hashtag Taekook emergency. Yes, for the army, it's no longer about the ship. It is about 2 figures who have been part of their lives for many years. It's about 2 young men who have sacrificed their youth for the sake of others, who now look like exhausted, like fragile, like human. And it hurts. One of the biggest fan bases on Twitter, with millions of followers, wrote a simple sentence. If you can replay those videos and not feel devastated, maybe you haven't really loved them. Thousands of comments flowed. Some cry, some are angry, some demand clarity. But the most touching came from international fans who are not from the K-pop fandom. They watched the video without understanding the context, but could still feel something in common. Jungkook's sincerity. The fear that emanated from his eyes. And Taehyung's body looks like it has succumbed to something it can't fight. A doctor's account from London even made a long thread about the medical possibilities Taehyung might have from the visible symptoms. Starting from nosebleeds due to changes in air pressure, severe dehydration, to extreme fatigue that causes collapse. But in the end, he closed his thread with a sentence that left everything speechless. Whatever the cause, she needs a break. Not an international flight, not filming, not advertising, but rest. And as more and more fans began piecing together clues, the worry turned to suspicion. It's not the first time Taehyung has looked tired. In recent weeks, some fans have observed his often blank facial expressions in several interview sessions. His smile is often late. His gaze often fell to the floor. Even in promotions as a Coca-Cola brand ambassador, he looked like a robot forced to smile. Does the pressure of the contract keep him stuck? And if it's true that TAEHYUNG is sick both physically and emotionally, why is he still being flown overseas for a project that could have been put on hold? The anger of fans began to shift from panic to demands. They began calling for boycotts of brands that allegedly impose schedules on BTS. Coca-Cola was the main target. Many felt that the big brand was to sacrifice the welfare of the artist just for the sake of sales figures. And HYBE? As if deaf. As if not seen. Even after thousands of fans sent emails to their customer service, even after trending topics broke the 3 million tweets mark in one night, even after the international media started asking questions, they remained silent. The next day, the world received only one small notification from HYBE's official account that read, "Thank you for your concern. BTS members are taking a short rest after an international trip. We hope for your continued support and understanding." One empty sentence. No name. No explanation. There is no honesty. And the ARMY's reaction? Explosion. They know, they can feel HYBE is hiding something. Probably to maintain privacy. Probably to avoid panic. But not like this. Not after a video like that went viral. Not after Jungkook's eyes said so much. Some fans even called the video a silent scream. A call for help from two people who had been hugging the world, but now seemed to have no one to hug them back. And in the midst of it all, a much deeper question arises. Do BTS still have control over their own lives? Because if even when the body of one of them is unable to stand, they're still forced to fly, then this is no longer just a matter of contract. It's about humanity, and it's about limits. And perhaps, that day, that boundary was breached. Since the video has been popping up and burning social media with millions of questions, the one thing that actually feels the most striking is silence. An odd silence enveloped each BTS member, as if the outside world never demanded clarity, as if no one had to take responsibility. But are they really silent because they don't know, or because they can't speak? After Jungkook was seen holding Taehyung's limp body on the plane, and Taehyung was allegedly unconscious, the public immediately waited for the reaction from the other 6 members. Where's Jin? Where's RM? Where are Jimin, J-Hope, and Suga? Why didn't any of them show any gestures, even just a short post to calm the chaos in ARMY's heart? What makes this question even more painful is the fact that this is the era of BTS's return as a full-fledged group after completing military service. The return of the 7 members to the public world should be the most anticipated moment. But precisely now, the public feels further away from them. Far from an answer. Away from the warmth that they have been building for years. Some fans noticed that Jin, who is usually active in the military's post-homecoming weverse, had suddenly not been seen since the plane incident occurred. Did he shut up because he was surprised? Or knowing too much? Question after question hangs unanswered, and their silence gives rise to a new fear. Do they all know something is going on with Taehyung, but can't reveal it? Meanwhile, RM, who has so far been known as the group's rational spokesman, also did not provide any clarifications. There are not even short poems. No captions as usual. In fact, RM is the one who best understands how strong the impact of uncertainty on fans is. But now, it was silent. Jimin, who is known to be very close to Taehyung and Jungkook, has not even shared anything since the day of their departure to America. And that made fans start digging deeper. A Japanese fanbase even shared old footage of Jimin once revealing that sometimes we're asked to shut up in order to save something bigger. The sentence suddenly felt like a prophetic script, electrifying, disturbing. And J-Hope, who is usually the little son of the group, didn't even say a word. Only an old photo was again re-uploaded by fans, a picture of all 7 of them, complete, laughing, carefree. A moment that now feels far away, almost unreal. Are they all holding back because of the pressure from the company? Or are they in a psychologically unstable state because they see Taehyung's worrying condition firsthand? Fans are not silent. They dig, they search. Some said that HYBE had temporarily cut off members' direct communication with the public under the pretext of a recovery focus. But suspicion develops faster than it can be controlled. There were whispers in the Korean online community that the decision came from pressure from major sponsors who did not want future projects, especially the 2026 album, to be disrupted. And then, there was one controversial question that tore the hearts of the ARMY apart. Was Taehyung's body part of the promotion? This question may sound cruel, even cynical. But for some angry and disappointed fans, this is no longer just a wild assumption. This is a cry for justice. Because if it's true that Taehyung is sick and still forced to perform in order to maintain a global promotional image, then falling on a plane because his body is no longer capable, then this is not just a management failure. This is treason. Some industry insiders began to speak anonymously. A former artist manager at a major agency mentioned in a podcast that it's not uncommon for companies to pressure artists to keep performing, even when they're sick, because sponsors can't be turned down. That sentence, which at first seemed like a common issue, now resonates directly in the ears of the ARMY. They know who they're talking about, even if they're not called. And in the midst of the storm, one name that actually became the center of the escape was Jungkook. Yes, she was last seen hugging Taehyung. He was the last to speak through her gaze. But now he's gone, too. There is no live. No posts. There is no clarification. No sign that a fan from Brazil wrote on the community platform. If Jungkook talks, I'm sure he'll cry.